Well, welcome. It is the season finale, season 5 of Coastal News Home and Away podcast, the last edition of 2025. Thanks a lot for a great year. Here are your last headlines. Theo's funeral takes place as the cops catch up with Wendel. Harper wants to track down her parents. Eden learns about Mac's miscarriage. And Justin bails on the record label.
I thought I was going to lose everything I'd worked for.
Why?
Because I also caused the accident that killed your wife.
Tell me what happened.
I was driving down Baxter Creek Road and I looked down to change the music on my phone, and when I looked back up, I was on the wrong side of the road. And we both swerved, but the other car lost control and ran off the road and hit a tree.
What did you do then?
I stopped. Ran over to it, but when I saw them, I panicked and I fled.
You didn't think to call for help? Even anonymously? You just left them both there, and one of them, my wife, died. Craig Wendel, I am charging you with the murder of Theo Poulos, the attempted murder of Lacey Miller, and dangerous driving occasioning the death of Christina Langham.
We are Si and Sophie. This is Coastal News, a home and away podcast, your weekly episode companion podcast for your favourite Aussie soap.
Right, Theo's been ripped out of the opening titles and replaced with a picture of the lighthouse, and the similar things happening with pod hosts here lately, because Sophie's still on her holiday, and I am joined by a regular, beautiful friend of the podcast, Tamsin from Pop Goes the Tam Tam. You're not a lighthouse. You're a lovely friend of the pod. Welcome.
Thank you
okay?
for having me. Am I a friend? Am I a stalker? Who can tell?
Thank you so much. Welcome to the final.
I know.
Season 5.
It's amazing. I can't believe it. I've been invited on the finale. This is historic.
It is. It's a big moment for us here. We do make a big deal about our final episode because it's a mixture of emotions. It's exhaustion. It's elation. It's also sadness. all a big mix. But it's a chance for a good knees up and do this one last time while we go on a little break. So I'm honoured to have you here sharing it with me. So thank you very much.
Oh, I am the one that is honoured.
Oh, bless you. We love having you on. We love having you on.
I love
guys,
coming on.
Thanks for helping me out. We all love home and away, don't we? That's great. We talk about it constantly. How's it been for you this week, Tamsin? How's it been?
Well, let's be honest. It has been a bit of a letdown. We had some historic highs. You know, we had obviously poor Theo bit the dust. And then since then we got a car chase, which was quite good. And then kind of nothing really.
Yeah. It was sort of 4 episodes, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So a bit shorter than usual, but you're right, very two halves. The first half was this resolution to this horrendously long storyline that I keep telling everyone I don't give a crap about. But actually, I enjoyed it in the moment. But then, what's frustrating is it wasn't meant to be for us like this.
Yes.
It should have been a random Wednesday in Jan.
Yes, I agree. And it felt very much like that. I mean, I even said to you that I went to rewatch these episodes live on 5 Star and that they weren't there. And then it dawned on me, oh no, they're not there because yesterday's were the last ones. And then I kind of had to remember what they actually were. They were that forgettable.
Yeah. It was a lot of just a midweek random episode. And we all said this would happen, didn't we, when they announced this extension? This extension is mind-boggling. I want to get your thoughts on it because a lot of us in the fandom are trying to work out the reasoning why Channel 5 wants to catch up a bit, because we're coming back at normal time, 2nd of Jan. We're back. We're in 4 weeks' time, like a really, really short break this year. The Oz are not back till mid to late Jan. Like we're literally gonna eat into that distance from them. What's your theories on why they've done that this year?
Okay, so obviously the clearest thing to me is they've done it to mess with you and Sophie.
Yeah. Number one. Yeah.
So that's the clear thing. But then, is there any sort of big sporting fixtures or anything happening in Australia?
There is next year. Is it the Commonwealth Games next year?
Oh, okay. So maybe it's going to be pulled for a bit from TV.
Now that normally, I agree, it probably will be. And actually, I love a Commonwealth year because it means we get a really big mad cliffhanger in summer. Right,
yes,
halfway through, we get a really good, we're talking shooting Jack, Jack and Martha. We're talking the infamous Commonwealth cliffhangers, bus
we
crashes.
covered one, didn't we?
We did.
We did Noah
for your
Sarah
pod.
Lewis. Yeah, yeah, iconic.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to it. And actually, if I was a betting man, I'd bet some bracks on that. I really would.
Yes.
So whether that's got something to do with it, I don't know. But it normally gets pulled in Oz, but not here. So whether we do as well, I don't know. Channel 5 don't really show much sport, do they? I don't know.
I don't think we would have that much of a pull. Yeah, something is afoot. It does make you worry, but I'm sure it will be good.
Yeah, it'll be fine. Whatever happens, we'll watch it. So yeah.
I was just going to ask you though, because obviously we've got Brax and Ricky returning. I think we all know that. That's no spoiler.
Yeah.
How do you feel about so many episodes being outside the bay?
Yeah, it's a good question. I don't know. I don't mind it. I think this is a sign of that extra tax break, maybe, that the show got last year. I understand as well the Brax and Ricky thing is also in conjunction with like tourism board.
Right.
So I imagine they're paying a lot of it. I'm intrigued to see that particular one, how that's going to happen, because my gut feeling is it's not going to be part of the main show. One of these spin-off movies.
Yeah, I agree.
Like we've had in the past, but I don't mind it. I think it as long as it makes sense to the Summer Bay story, right? The Dean and Ziggy one, for example, made sense. That's where they lived. The characters went to visit them, and actually, we got story on the back of it because it spawned the IVF story for Mac and Levi. So I don't mind it as long as it's not too random. If we just keep doing it just to show off some scenery every now and then, it's gonna get tiresome. What's your thoughts?
No, I mean, I completely agree with you. I think, like you said, when we went to see Dean and Ziggy, it tied in, and you also had, like you say, it was nice to see them. It was nice to see them in this different location, but it also spiraled into a story for Mac, which I think was really good. And I also think we saw a different side of Levi, which was interesting as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree with you. I think you want them to only push this button certain times. You don't want this becoming a sort of annual event.
Yeah.
Because then it kind of detracts from the show and it becomes the lead up to this thing.
Yeah. Yeah. It becomes an advert.
Yeah,
rather than
basically.
Yeah. Completely agree. Good question though. Got me thinking, but yeah, my gut feeling is the Brax thing is just going to be something that's going to stand on its own somewhere.
Yeah.
Because how on earth you tie him into who we've got in the bay these days? I mean, good luck. Although we've seen, without getting too spoilery, there have been images of Tane, but Tane's got a very, very weak link to the River Boys.
Because weirdly, I would have thought it would have been either Alf or Leah. Because for me, the best scenes were always when...
Well, they'll know him.
Yeah. But I mean, the best scenes for me with, like, there were many great scenes with Brax, but I always like the ones with him and Alf. The way they kind of alphaed. And Brax was like, you know, you're not part of the... And they'd have that back and forth. Yeah. And then the acceptance of when Alf would say, no, they are part of this town. You know, it was like they were never afraid of each other.
Yeah.
They were both big dog, and I like that. And also, you know, Leah, she was very close to Brax, wasn't she? She had that thing for him as well.
She had a bit of a, she was a bit hot under the Leah collar. Yeah.
And when he rescued VJ, she just went totally on his side.
Perhaps she could make Justin a bit jealous.
Oh, poor Justin.
Right, should we talk about this week's Home and Away?
Yes, let's get into it.
Let's do it. Beginning of the week. Cast your mind back, if you can remember Tamsin.
Okay.
Sonny's checking in with Lacey. Okay.
Yeah.
At the beach. Gorgeously shot, actually. And I knew straight away the drone shot, the long distance, the long lens on this, you know, just showing off the beach. I'll say it once, I'll say it a million times. Something this show has that the other soaps can only dream of is just where it's set and filmed. And it was just a gorgeous start to the week. And I knew it was an Arnie Cousteau directed. I just knew it. He's known for this now. I'm starting to clock things. So it was gorgeously done. And Lacey's looking all upset, isn't she? Staring out to the Pacific, wherever she is, thinking about life and all the rest of it. And I loved Sonny. Just sits down, doesn't even speak. What a gorgeous way to open the week. Yeah. Doesn't speak, puts his arm around her. Sonny has quickly become beyond a fan favourite in that the entire, at least the younger cast of the Bay, basically, at one point or another, require him to function. Yeah. Is it just me?
Now, I've got to say something that I have found a bit of an irritating trend, though, with Sonny, because he, to me, is the most sensible character. He's the most, he does like to have fun, but he gives the best advice.
Yeah.
About things, and yet everybody talks to him, especially Remy and Dana, as if everything that comes out of his mouth is ridiculous. And it's like, no, he actually talks the most sense out of anybody here. The only other person that talks sense like this is Alf, right?
I'd argue Marley these days, but
Marley,
controversial.
Well, since he's come back from winning dancing, he's changed.
You know, it's the mullet.
Yeah, that's all he needed. He just needed that dancing trophy, and he's had a temperament transplant. Honestly, I don't hate Marley now. I quite enjoy him.
Yes, right. Let me fill out your membership form. Hang on. just get a pen. There we go. Your membership card is en route.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Yeah, Sonny, his treatment by others, and I'll include Dana in this, and you know I love Dana.
Yes.
It's difficult. It's uncomfortable watch sometimes, actually.
Yeah.
He's misread a lot of the time.
Yes.
I mean, he's been great with Justin this week. We'll talk about it in a moment when we come to the record label stuff. You know, he is basically everybody's glue at the moment,
Yes.
and he's so well placed as well. He doesn't feel like he's just randomly there to preach. Like he really is well placed in the storyline. And it'll be interesting when his stuff potentially starts to get heavy, as it inevitably will do.
Yeah.
Right. He's been on the show now, what, 12 months, getting up for 12 months nearly for us on air. He's going to start getting some meatier stuff now they've done all this groundwork. It'll be interesting to see whether any of that is reciprocated at all. I think we're in for an interesting 26 with him, just based on nothing other than history.
Yeah.
Now, we quickly learn that it's Theo's funeral, don't we? Leah can't go. She's been banned by Cassandra. Feels like she's letting Theo down, she says. And Justin tries to suggest they do something themselves, doesn't he? Like some sort of memorial or their own way of sort of honouring him. Alpha and Maz come over to their house at this point, and there's this gorgeous moment where they're sort of saying we're all family, and you really get this sense of that we don't really get too often, that the Bay is this community, this very close-knit community.
Yeah.
These guys have known each other for ages.
Yeah.
It's nice sometimes to get those reminders, because on this show, a lot of the storylines happen in pockets separately away from each other.
Yes, and also a lot of the characters don't naturally interact with each other. So, like, if you think about, let's talk about maybe, I don't think we've ever seen a scene with, I'm going to mention them again, Alf and Jolene. I don't think they've ever interacted.
Yeah, I think you're right, actually.
I think there are a lot of characters in this that will sort of are nodding, but aren't going to go to each other's weddings. It's not incestuous. It feels more natural.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah, spot on. I found it quite important as well. Like, it felt like an important moment because it wasn't in the diner.
Yes, and everybody that was there was close to Theo. It wasn't just everybody in the cast. It was specific members of the cast that had a connection to his character. And that's what really worked as well. And they got to share stories about the character. And it was just a really nice way to have a funeral without a funeral.
Yeah, I agree. Were you a bit worried at the beginning when it looked like we weren't having a funeral?
Yes, I was. Yeah. Because as much as a bummer as a funeral can be, also you kind of need it to, because this is the final farewell to that character.
Yeah.
And it does often feel quite unrealistic when there are never any funerals and they're just dead, and then we don't really go back there again. But this felt, we're not going to have the funeral, although we kind of did, because we did see the hearse. So that was kind of Theo's body, but this was really they were talking about who he actually was. And I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, that moment of reflecting on him, talking about times and memories. We're going along that with him. We talk about the YouTube videos, don't we? We talk about the little toe rag he was when he first got there. We even get to, and it brings up things like characters like Ryder came up, and things like that. So it's a process that the audience has to go through, isn't it? When you lose a main character like that we've all invested in, we've all gone on that road with him. And I think when I agree with you. When I first realised we weren't going to the funeral at all, I thought, oh no, this is a mistake, because I need that closure. As mad as that sounds, I've invested in this guy, and I want to say goodbye as well. I was satisfied with the scenes we got, let's say. Now, what did you make of Lee? Because Leah's just at this point in the storyline, she's blowing up, isn't she? She's
Yeah.
not this. She's pushing Justin away. She literally blows up. Fabulous performance from Ada, I will say.
Yeah.
Not normally Leah's biggest fan, but she's been great through this. She's really worked her ass off. And and Alf sends everybody out, and he's like, "Leave it to me. I'll take her on a walk and talk."
Yeah.
Sort her head out. Do you think Leah's reaction is justified? What's your response to Leah right now?
I do, because I think this isn't just born out of her having lost Theo. I think she also feels incredibly guilty that she should have done more to stop him, and maybe have done something about his relationship with Lacey.
Yeah. Well, we hear her say as much, don't we?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think actually there isn't anything she could have done other than for Justin to have gone with Lacey and Theo. That's the only thing. If Leah and Justin had said, right, so we're coming with you.
That's true. Yeah, we could have been looking at somebody else there, though.
Yeah, potentially. But there isn't anything she can do. The last time she saw him, it was an argument. And I think probably their relationship had been fractured for quite a while. And they were just they had regained that closeness in the last couple of months. So I think all of that, and the way that Cassandra, the mother, reacted, which I thought was really rich of her, considering she didn't even know where her own child was living.
Yeah.
You should have done more to stop it. You didn't even come and pay him a visit when he got crushed by a car, you know?
She was bang out of order, wasn't she?
Yeah,
she was. Of order.
Yeah. And okay, so Leah is being a bit irrational towards Sarge, but I think it's so wrapped up in guilt, loss, the loss of all of that's playing out, and I think she's doing it really well.
Yeah. I'm going to put this to you, okay? And that is just with my little Leah lens on, okay? Is she making it all about herself?
Well, there's that tendency with Leah, isn't there? Technically it's actually about you, but it's still about Leah. And I think we'll know that if this goes past probably week 3 or 4. If she's still doing this when we come back on like the 2nd or 3rd week of January, then it becomes all about Leah.
Yeah. Right. Put a pin in it. And then we can say, yep, saw that coming.
But, that's a great question. And the thing is, it's to be confirmed.
Yeah. I like your answer. Now, at the funeral, as you say, look, we see the hearse, the procession briefly, don't we?
Yeah.
Because Cash and Sarge are doing a stakeout. Love it, because they are assuming that Wendel is going to turn up. And they're right to assume so, based on the fact that he turned up to Langham's wife's, Christine is her name, I must remember, turned up to her funeral. And of course, he's suspected of killing her as well. Now, Wendel spots them. They do the siren. Why? There was better ways of doing it. But we can talk about and criticise why CPD's policing till the cows come home. It won't improve. So we'll leave that. And a car chase ensues, doesn't it? And eventually that becomes on foot. And then we've got basically the best version of Cash there is outside of drunk Cash.
Yeah.
He's rugby tackled him. I can't believe, can you, that Wendel managed to fight him off and kick him in the face?
Yeah. That's ridiculous. And also run all that way. Come on. Be real. Ridiculous. No, that is taking it too far.
Yeah, I was speechless. I believed everything till then. And then it was like, this is so far-fetched.
Yeah, you've gone too far there.
Yeah. And I think that had to happen in the sort of, what's the word? it had to happen because it had to be David, the one that pinned him
Yes.
down, and
Yeah.
basically David sort of had the mist and lost control and looked like he was going to strangle him. That sort of eye for an eye blink moment where David had to choose his path. Am I going to do the right thing, or am I going to do the wrong thing? And there was a couple of moments where I held my breath. I thought, what is he going to do here? Is he going to kill him, or is he going to do this by the book? And so obviously, Cash has to get him off. Thoughts?
I have to say, I really loved while that was happening, when Cash actually does manage to reach them, Cash kind of grabs Wendell and Sarge and he says, I've got him, Sarge. It's okay. You can let him go. I've got him. And I thought, God, Cash, you're a great person, because he was protecting Sarge. Because obviously, if Wendell, I mean, that was extreme force that Sarge was using on him. And it wouldn't have looked good for Sarge, but, Cash was protecting him and trying to bring him back into the moment of being like, no, we've got him. Let him go. It doesn't have to go like that. It was just really well written and you almost missed it, but I picked up on it and I thought that's really great writing.
Yeah. I'm glad because I felt the same. I felt the same because that was that, and it was like 5 seconds. It wasn't long, was it? Like you say, blink and you miss it. And it was like the course of David's life could have gone completely different in that moment.
Yes. Yeah.
It was very suspenseful.
Yeah, and Cash didn't say, don't do it. What about Lacey? What about Jolene? No, he said, it's okay, I've got him. It was really well done.
Yeah, you're right. Those few words said a lot, didn't they? You're right. You're right now you say it. We need to give more credit for that.
Yeah.
Because we're easier to pick up when things haven't been written too well, Yeah, you're right. You're right. I love the way that. Do you know what as well? I mean, I'm a sucker for this anyway, but the preceding or the following, should I say, interview between Sarge, because it is personal. Look, there's a bit of poetic license here because he wouldn't be the one doing it, right? I say a bit. There's a lot of poetic license, but it was so personal, and the way. I nearly admitted to this murder myself, right? I was so petrified. I nearly confessed.
Well, there was just some really nice bits in it, like when they're having the interview and then Sarge David needs to take a breather. He goes and he smashes the lockers and then the guy playing Wendell recoils because he can hear it. And it's like, it's really well done. Really well done. And in that moment, you kind of understand where all these characters are. Because at the end of the day, that Wendell guy basically did dangerous driving and that ruined the course of his life.
Yeah.
Because it was an accident. But then how he carried on after cost the life of another person. Like, he is now a fully he is a murderer. He is a murderer and an attempted murderer, and all of that is because he didn't come forward and admit that he had done the thing in the first place.
Yeah. A valuable lesson to us all. Really,
don't change your CD changer.
Don't play it. Skip your Spotify.
Don't use your own car. I was just changing the music, right? And that made me think that it was a CD changer. I was thinking, what car are you driving?
I had visions of him listening to the Coastal News podcast.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah. And I thought, he's trying to skip an episode here and it serves him right.
Yeah, I mean, never skip.
Yeah. All the way to the end. Stay with us. Yeah, you're right. So I've been quite critical of the performance of the actor for David, because I've been like, he's a bit removed, he's a bit deadpan, he's a little bit too for me.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And Soph's been telling me it's his grief. We're supposed to be, he's supposed to be detached and feeling detached. And I'm like, I get it, but I'm just not feeling it, But this interview where his words are steady, they're calculated, they're chosen very well, and I'm like, actually, it works here. This is where it did work for me, the way he delivered it.
I think as well, we saw that he's basically got a lid on a boiling pot.
You're right, yeah.
That everything's going on under the surface. He's barely keeping it together, and he's just taking it one day at a time to get through.
Yeah.
So
now I'm gonna cast your mind back to Hand thing.
Yes.
When he was looking through the funeral. Do you remember a couple of weeks back he was looking through the book of condolence for his wife, and he had this weird hand thing, and we were giggling about it on the pod, saying, "Did you clock it?"
Yeah.
Well, this time he's punched the locker. I am wondering, have we got an anger problem? Like now he's got the guy. Like what now? Where does he direct his anger? Is there going to be something coming? Do you reckon?
I've got to say, I don't think there is. I'm probably wrong, but I don't think there is, because I think it was just that final confirmation that this man murdered his wife because he came to see, he came to her funeral, and also the anger that he was at her funeral. He watched them in misery burying her and knew that he was responsible. And I think when he went and smacked in those lockers, I think that's probably what he wanted to do at home, but he didn't want to do it at home because it's his home.
Got you. Yeah. Don't bash your own house up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Irene's house, should I say? Because
exactly. It's never be theirs.
Not over it. Nope.
No.
and I told Lynn as much when I met her the other week.
Yeah. I'm not over it either. Although I have to say, the one thing I feel about this is we're seeing a lot of different angles that we never saw before. Yeah. Yeah, there was some shots. I think it was the week before, and it was a shot straight up from the doors, and we were looking at David, and he was standing next to, I think, one of the counters in there, one of the cupboards.
Yeah.
We've never seen that before.
No.
And they do a lot of the outside, which we've never seen.
Yeah, they're outside again this week, weren't they?
Yeah.
After all this, he was put down, and the Lacey's moving back in now, and they were outside again. You're right.
I wonder if we might one day venture upstairs with them. Yeah.
Because
maybe it's a conscious choice that they're trying to film in a different way to how they filmed with Irene.
I think it probably is conscious, and it's probably to help us get used to the fact that it's changed.
Yeah.
Alf even used the front door.
Yes.
Or those big doors.
The job of the French windows.
Yeah. So there is other stuff, but I just feel it's too early. Still feels wrong.
It does.
But you're probably right. That probably is conscious because it's to get us used to it being different now. And you know what? A couple of months down the line, we'll have forgotten how it used to be. So that's the way it always goes, isn't it?
It's been decades.
I know, but we're fickle.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, to be a soap fan is to be a bit fickle.
Yes, of course it is. It's the only way it works. So Wendel's behind bars. Lacey's moving back in. It seems like the Langhams are about to go into a new phase, a repaired phase, maybe. I mean, not Lacey, the other one, Jolene. Yeah. Jolene, the other one we know not much about. She's wasted no time in going back after her man this week.
God.
Are we healing together? Are we going to start seeing them developed more because they need work?
Yeah, they do.
We said this last time we spoke about Home and Away, didn't we?
Yeah. And I think now we're cycling out of the drama with them. We need to cycle into building them into a family.
Yeah. Agreed.
So,
are we going to get it? Have you got faith?
I think, look, right, so I've got to be honest, I'm not totally sure. I think the Fowlers kind of work, But I don't think Harper and Dana, they work as separate characters. Do they work as actual sisters? I'm not sure.
Mm.
And I just worry that maybe the Langhams don't work either, because it feels like some of the families that they brought in recently don't pop the way you think they should.
Interesting. Yeah.
Or they don't connect. I don't know. Like, they're good in isolation, but are they a believable family? I would say with Harper and Dana, I've actually never believed they were sisters.
Interesting.
That's nothing on their characters. I think their
Yeah.
characters are fine. In fact, I love Dana, but
Yeah.
there's just
What is
something
it?
that disconnects between them. I just don't believe they grew up together.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, obviously they didn't, but you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean though, but you're supposed to buy into the story, aren't you?
Yes.
I mean, their story as well, when they came in, you know, Dana was on the run. Harper was supposed to have given up everything to protect her.
Yeah.
That obviously hasn't made a lasting impression, you know?
No. They don't work for me, and I'm worried that the Langhams won't either. I feel like, are we going to get at some point a kind of Poochie character, a cousin that we never knew they had that comes to live with them, that kind of makes them more cohesive?
Do you know what? We need it. Let's do it, because we need something. Do you know what I don't think helps? I don't think, and I don't want to be awful, but the characters aren't developed enough outside of this secret. That actually, this feud about the death of Mum, and it wasn't really emotive enough for us to buy into it, and like without it, we don't know anything about them at this point. And they've been here for months. It's been so drawn out.
Yes.
And I think we're used to, as the audience, we're used to a much faster pace with stuff. And I don't think it's helped. And I fear that it has been months. It could be too far gone. However, I would say in recent times, we've had a lot of U-turn. Look at Levi.
Yes, yeah. I mean, he's a completely different character than the one that came in.
Mm-hmm. And I would have told you at the beginning, there's no way I can get on board with this geezer. You know? I'd even argue Remy to a lesser extent.
Yeah, in a bad way, though.
Mm.
And Sonny.
Yeah, we thought he was shifty.
Yeah.
But Sonny's done it fast. Like, and he's got the work. I think the performance is better.
Yes.
I don't want to be awful.
Is that what we're basically saying here
without trying to say it? Yes.
Yeah. So I think, and I also don't think it helps that Sarge has played a previous character that was a policeman that wasn't very nice.
Yeah.
And I think we're waiting for the shoe to drop on this. You know, when is he going to go full, evil cop?
Yeah. Do you know, you're right. Even if you don't think consciously of that.
Yeah, you do think it.
Every episode, it does play into your judgment, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're right.
And
there's too many variables.
It makes you think, why cast him? Why cast him in the same role that he basically played before? It's such a weird choice.
It is. It is. And you hear all the time about the Australian industry being so small and giving people a break. It is interesting to think why this geezer, when I don't know. I get whether the producers think there's been enough time, but some of us oldies have got long memories. Struggling, it's an uphill struggle from the get-go.
Yes,
and I think that's going to be the common theme, isn't it?
I'd also say, I wonder if it was a good idea it's nice to see Lacey go back with her family. It makes sense that she moves back in with them. But then in the back of your mind, you think isolation. Because whenever you isolate a selection of characters and they kind of all spin around each other and they've got no sort of storylines that aren't in that family, they're the ones that usually get knocked off first. because
Yeah.
they're not really working. And it's
Yeah.
just, you look at Lacey and you think, is there any particular role that she is filling currently that isn't being filled by another character?
Yeah.
And by bringing her into the Langhams, which is like, we're still deciding whether it's working or not, that feels like a bad move.
Yeah. Someone's got to go.
And you
Yeah.
know how I feel about Jolene.
Yeah, of course. I know. You know how we all feel about Jolene. The thing is, I feel like one of them's got to go.
Well, if I could choose, it would be Jolene.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm saying this not as somebody who's like a Tenacity fan. She doesn't work for me at all.
Yeah.
They've tried to make this Tane thing happen.
Oh, blinking
and it is like, he's doing a lot of work, and there's nothing, like, not even any sort of flirtation. I noticed a couple of weeks ago there was a line, I can't remember it now, and it was obvious, like, even to me who can't flirt very well, like, he's opened that up for you to flirt into it, and she's just like deadpan responded, and you're like, oh my god. No, Jolene.
For me, she goes between being really confident and like, almost too confident, in off-puttingly confident, to like, don't talk to me, standoffish, and like, you don't know which Jolene you're going to get when it comes to Tane. Like, there's no in between. She's either going in there, playing the voicemail, getting a man. Like, when she first clocked eyes on him, she was way overconfident when she saw him out doing his thing that time. And was interrupting class and all sorts. And then you'll go weeks without them having a scene.
Yeah.
There's no in between.
I mean, you don't know, you can't really see a future for these two as much as they try and push it. But let's be honest, let's have an open mind, because I didn't see a future for Mac and Levi. So you don't know, something might happen and it might come together.
Yeah, you're right. The writing's got to change for Joel. She needs depth. She needs something about her for us to buy into her. Because I think for us to get on board with them as a couple, we need to get on board with her.
Yeah.
And at the moment, it just feels like an absolute chasm between where I am now and where I need to be to even get on board with them as a couple.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we do need that kind of spice. We need a spicy, like, we've got Cash and Eden, but we also need a spicy new couple.
Yeah, we do need some hot under the collar, I mean, I think maybe they're moving Eden and Cash into that newlywed space, because Cash doesn't wear a lot of clothes at the minute.
No.
No complaints.
All the time.
Yeah, they are at it. But I don't know, it's not hot, is it?
No. There's something, I'll tell you what, there's something a bit lackluster about it, and I don't know what's wrong. It should be really exciting.
It's a bit PG.
That's
what it is. Yeah.
It's disappointing.
It is.
Actually, when they were talking about the wedding as well, and all the terrible things that had happened, like the loss of the baby, Theo died, you'd think, no way are they ever going to look back on that wedding and go, oh, best day of our life.
I know. And the last to know.
Yeah,
the last to find it all out.
I know, you just didn't tell me.
I will just live blissfully unaware at the zoo.
Yeah, exactly. Trying to normalise not sharing everything.
Oh dear. Yeah. There's Eden and Cash aren't throwing each other against walls, and where with other couples, like I keep talking about Tenacity, because they were hot. Like,
they were.
Their sex scenes were as much as you can get away with on a soap.
Yes.
You've got your goofy couple, you've got your Dana and Sonny there. You've got a couple of boxes ticked, haven't you, when you look around the bay? But we do need something hot. Tane and Joe are not going to be it, I don't think.
No. And if I'm really honest, I find Sunny and Dana really uncomfortable to watch.
Do you really?
And I
Tell me
didn't.
more.
I really liked them in the beginning.
Mm.
And I thought they had the potential to do a Tane and Felicity, but make it fun and not drama.
Yeah.
She's a bully. She bullies him, and it's horrible to watch.
Yeah. There's a lot of talk about this recent sort of.
Yeah.
It's definitely a change that's happened recently, hasn't it?
Yeah, I heard your episode last week talking about it. And it's so uncomfortable to watch it, because I think if you reversed it and he was speaking to her like that, this would be a storyline.
Yeah. You're right. It would be horrendous as well. We'd be all calling him a pig. Yeah, you're right. It is unfair, and maybe we're about to get a lesson in that though, and sexism, and and gender powers, and the play of such power. I don't know why Dana's had to be assassinated for this. I really
it's
don't.
Horrible. It's horrible, and it seems like they haven't finished with that, because the way that she is with Harper as well, with the storyline.
You bring us nicely onto that next bit, because Harper obviously now decided, based on what she's hearing around town, that she wants to track down their parents, and Dana has immediately gone into this mode of absolutely not, confrontational with it as well, and I'm trying to think back before the tide turned with her, and I'm trying to think, was she a good listener? And I don't think you could ever maybe say she was.
No, she wasn't.
But now there seems to be this mixture of putting downness. I know that's not a word.
Yeah.
There's a condescending, tone to her, to the way she's like that with Sunny. Now it's Harper, and it's like, she's put herself on this pedestal for absolutely no reason, and no one is able to talk her down off it.
No. And I mean, look, I think you can argue this from both of the sisters' different positions. I mean, I think at the end of the day, Harper just wants Dana's blessing so that she can feel more comfortable in this decision. If you want to go and reconnect with your parents, Harper, just go and do it. Right?
Yeah.
You don't have to drag Dana into it and get her to say, oh, yeah, no, I think it's fine. Because I've always thought that when a character wants that, it means that they themselves do not feel comfortable in this decision. And I think like a lot of us do that in real life as well.
Yeah.
You know, you want the validation of somebody else to say, oh, no, you're doing the right thing, because secretly, you're not. But you want to do it anyway.
Yeah.
So I can see why Dana feels the way she does. But I also think it's kind of a different situation from Harper, because she is a parent now. And I think that comes with she's got a different perspective on the parents.
Of course she has. Yeah, absolutely.
And Tane is very close to his family, what's left of his family. And Harper, apart from Dana, doesn't have that. So maybe she's feeling like, and also I think the job she does maybe makes her feel like, I have seen people change. Maybe this is something that could change. Give someone the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
And like her sister.
Yeah, I'd not considered that, actually.
I mean, Dana's in active recovery. Dana even said that herself. So, yeah, I mean, look, I kind of agree with Dana. Just keep away from them. You really don't want to bring him into that world if you don't have to. But yeah, it's you can see both there. But
Both
it's
sides.
The way that Dana won't hear her out.
Yeah. Dana doesn't like you say. I think you've hit the nail on the head, Tamsin. Like, there is this perspective that Harper now has. This, you become a parent. You no longer just think about you and your consequences and feelings. You now, somebody else is more important, right? And that's the angle that Dana just cannot. she cannot empathise with because she's not in that situation. And until you are, you never
Yeah.
really truly understand
No,
parenthood,
no,
right?
no.
And hats off to him. What Dana needs to realise is her story and her feelings are hers. Yes,
Yes.
they're both siblings and had the same parents, but you both experience the same thing, but you both have your own experience within. You both internalize it your own way,
Yeah.
right? And if Harper wants to, that's her story. You know, you can't agree with it, and that might not be for you, but you need to let her go and do it. And I think there's that what Dana is lacking is that compassion for others.
Yes,
And
I agree.
yeah, she's thinking this is how she feels, and she just cannot understand why Harper doesn't feel the same way. And she's not quite grasping it either. She's not open to listening.
No. She doesn't
It's a
want to
shame.
hear.
It's a
And
shame.
I mean, I guess from Harper's side, she needs to be clearer about boundaries. Don't let them come to the bay. Don't let them come anywhere near Dana. Meet in a place far away from the bay. Take Archie, or meet them first. Scope out the situation. When you're ready, take Archie, but do not bring them to the bay.
Yeah. If I was Harper, in Harper's shoes, I would have done it without telling Dana. And then
Same
if it was a disaster, she didn't know.
Yeah. I would have done the exact same thing. Yeah.
You're a grown-ass woman.
Yeah,
Don't have to
just
run
go and do
everything
it.
by her.
No, you don't need to. No. And I mean, the thing is, if you then, like I say, set boundaries, they never come. You go to them, they never come to you. Things like that. Then she may even never need to know. Let's be honest.
Yeah, exactly. And like you say, you know, I mean, you feel like they don't work as sisters. It's just not like it's those sisters that live in each other's pockets.
No.
You know. Yeah, Dana's got her own thing going on, but yeah, it is disappointing character trait of hers.
I guess,
yeah, but you know, the best characters are flawed, you know.
Yeah, but there's flawed, and then there's just whatever they do in turn. And I've got to be honest, I think I want my badge back. I want to give it back to you. I don't know if I want to be in the Dana Club anymore.
I'm sorry. All badge.
Non-refundable.
Yeah, like we've ceased all membership movement at the moment until further notice. We're just going to hold our breath till January, and I'll let you know.
I'm just not liking this, you know.
I agree, and that says you know, you've got to call a spade a spade.
Yeah.
What do you make of sort of you know, like Justin around? Just we're backpedaling a little bit, but I want to talk about the record label that hasn't begun yet. Stuff's still being shipped from Germany, the tech stuff, and Justin's bailed out because Leah's the way she is, and there's a bit of a. There's been whispers from Alv, hasn't there, about, you know, if you're struggling. We saw Justin break down on the floor, but Justin is very much parking his feelings about things, I think, and sacrificing quite a lot. He now has decided to not take up the job at the record label. Remy feels like he needs to then not go ahead entirely, and Sonny himself is the one that has to convince him, look, this is about honouring Theo. It's not about, you know, being sad about it, and manages to U-turn. Are you I want your thoughts on the record label. Were you excited for it, given the controversial lyric?
Yeah.
Were you glad to see the back of it, and now disappointed again? Is it going to happen, or is it all just words for characters to say?
Well, controversially, okay. So, you know how I feel about lyric. Yeah. I am actually kind of excited for the record label if it happens, because I think we'll get a new location, and we will be able to see like Sunny doing a day's work, which will be good. Maybe Remy's mood will improve, and
maybe he's living there, because where is he living anyway?
Well, yeah, exactly. Well, is he living in the studios? He's living in a box. Who knows?
In a cardboard box. Anyway.
He's sleeping down on the beach. But I think it'll be a good place also to have guesties come in, and if they're popular, maybe keep them around.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because that's
Like-
something that we have more in Neighbours than we have in Home and Away, like regular guesties. So people that aren't like main cast, but you see them all the time.
Yeah.
And so I think that might be good. Like we could have like a receptionist, someone working reception. We could have like that sort of thing, you know, whatever goes on in a
part time. Yeah.
So yeah.
Got you. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I think it will be good
more
to
jobs
give
for more people.
More jobs for more people. And also it'll be good to give Remy focus that isn't Brie.
Yeah. Yeah. Agreed.
You know,
Agreed. Will it give us more music though that we don't want?
Well, I hope not. I hope that we just get told that the bands are great, but we never hear them. Unless they put a little bit of money into the coffers and we actually see like a real Australian band and it's like a joke, you know.
You never know. I mean, Atomic Kitten graced Home and Away at one point.
That's true. I mean, they could get Danny Minogue back.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, but like Sarge David, she's not playing the character that she originally was.
She's a pop star.
Exactly. Yeah.
Putting the needle on it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, Delta.
Could be.
Delta could come over from Neighbours.
No, it'll make people froth at the mouth. They'll riot. Tamsin.
What about you? Because I know how you feel about Lyric. We feel the same. So how do you feel about this?
I was eye rolling at the beginning, and I was a bit worried that because he offered Eden a record contract, and I was a bit worried that Eden was just gonna get what's her name's storyline? What was she called?
Kirby.
Thank you. See, fickle. So I was a bit worried that she was just going to end up with her storyline. So I'm apprehensive. I would rather not. I mean, music and bands and performers and singers, it's been peppered throughout Home and Away's entire history. And I think a lot of people forget that when we're all slagging the band off. That this isn't the first time we've had people and musicians in the Bay. There always is.
Famously, Irene wanted to be a country and western singer.
She did, and that was dreadful. What was his character called? Axel Whitehead's character.
Oh,
Liam. Yeah. I mean, back in the 90s, Marilyn was in a band.
Oh my god!
In the way back. Like, this isn't new territory for the show. It's generally a thing. So let's see what happens. It'd be like you say, it's an opportunity to give people different jobs. Not every character has to work at the hospital, right? So maybe someone can get a job at the label. Yes.
And I'm wondering, is this something for Lacey to do rather than being stuck behind the surf shop?
Watch this space, I reckon.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, we'll find out. Now I want to talk about it's a last sort of section to cover, and it's Marley and how amazing he is, basically, because I'm trying to do as much as I can before Sophie gets back. And he's still trying to keep Eden away from going to see Mac, because at this point, she's back from honeymoon, she's no idea what's gone on. And of course, she isn't there. She's ran off. She's fight or flight, and all she can do is fly. And she's left Levi in an absolute state, hasn't she? Really unfair. You've got to admit. We were talking on last week's pod with Julie and Tamika about this storyline sort of highlighting the male perspective, and impact, and I think that's very much present this week. In these episodes, and Eden goes to see him. She finds out, doesn't she? Marley obviously has to try and warn her. And obviously she's shocked and sad for her brother, and she's got her brother's best interests at heart, and she actually convinces Marley to call Mac, because he's the only person that Mac's answering the phone to. Snatches the phone out of his hand and does an Eden, and he's like, probably makes it worse. where I've first chance I've had to speak to you really about it. So where are you lying with Mac's response to this? Is she being fair?
Okay, so again, this I think a lot of this is also bound up in the fact that they told people too soon.
Yeah.
And she can't, so she feels this at home, right? But she can't now go to a neutral space where this isn't, everybody knew that she was pregnant and now she isn't.
Yeah.
And I think maybe that's why she ran away. Because if they told less people and it had really only been Mac and Levi, I think it would have been hard, but they might have been able to get through it together. Whereas everybody knows, almost everybody in the Bay knows about this.
Yeah.
And I think that's why she ran, because
Yeah.
she needs to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
But my real concern with this is that we've got Leah and Justin are, it's a back and forwards on the rocks type situation from grief. And now we've got Mac and Levi on the rocks situation from grief. And I just wonder if they're going to cancel each other out. You know?
Interesting.
I mean,
Yeah.
we cannot possibly have an episode where we've got Leah kicking off at Justin and then we cross over and it's Matt kicking off at Levi. We can't have that.
No, that's very true. Yeah. Yeah, unless they just air them at different episodes.
Yeah.
This whole block storytelling business. But then that's hard going on the audience, right?
Yeah, it is. Because if you're not with one, you're with the other.
Yeah.
And the storylines will all feel kind of very much the same. Then if you throw in, the bickering of Harper and Dana about this family, like, my God, where is the light? Where is the fun?
Yeah. That balance has been tipped a little bit.
Yeah.
And we've got people like John out at the Bay at the minute.
Yes, missed him very much.
Yeah, that would normally bring it. Maz has got like a line a week.
A line a week.
The characters that would perhaps lift us a little bit. You're right. It is very doom and gloom at the moment.
It is, yeah. And I mean, I agree with you. I think it's shining a light on a different perspective that you don't necessarily always see. I also think something that I have had from personal experience of friends and things, people do get divorced when they're in the middle of IVF because it just becomes a cycle after cycle after cycle, like heartbreak after heartbreak, and you kind of lose sight of each other.
Yeah, the relationship just buckles.
Yes, because it's too much. It's too much for anyone to deal with. And I think is that potentially what we're seeing here?
I don't know how I feel about that, though.
No.
I don't know if I can form an opinion on that just yet. Because, this was a couple that nobody wanted, and now it's like nobody doesn't want it.
Yeah. But it does it makes you wonder, like, there's two choices they can take these characters down in. Either they kind of pause on this storyline for a bit, right? So either we don't see them, like they have a big argument or something, they air it all out in the open, they maybe take a break, or maybe they decide to do IVF, but this time they'll keep it on the down low, only they will know that they're doing it, only they will know what's involved, or they're going to take a break. And maybe the storyline there will be them getting back together. So we see a courtship that we never really saw from them because they got into it so quickly, didn't they?
Yeah,
and they were like at it all the time. So
do you know what? I don't hate it.
Yeah. I mean, that's the preferred way I would like to see that go.
Yeah.
Like them finding each other outside of this baby thing and, reconnecting and like really finding why they liked each other in the first place.
Yeah.
Which was nothing to do with a baby.
Yeah, you're right. That came out of
nowhere, really.
Yeah, the visit to Dean. Yeah, it came out of nowhere. Yeah, I was wondering whether her coming back from this runaway trip, this bury your head in your sands leg it that she's done, whether she'll come back going, do you know what, I was wrong. Because we know Levi didn't want kids until she asked him to consider it.
Yes, yeah.
So whether we'll backtrack on it and undo it, or my other thought was they'll be knock-a-rat-tatting on Rue's door and asking for advice on adoption, etc.
Yes, that's the other option, isn't it? But I think the first one, because she has put all the pressure into this. She has said to him, you won't love me if I can't have a baby and stuff like that. And it's like, he had the chance to have a baby before and he didn't want one. And he obviously, this is not really in his plan. And he only wanted to have a baby because he loved you and he wanted to have a baby with you. But if he never has a baby with you, he's not leaving you, girl. He loves you.
Yeah. And it's interesting, Sophie's mentioned about couples like this before, where one does something for the other, and eventually, things unravel.
Yeah, and I think kids is such a hot button thing, because if you don't, and your partner, like we all know I've got a friend who this happened to. Her partner didn't want to have kids, then they kind of left it too late, then they broke up, he met someone younger, they had kids.
Yeah.
Because so I think in those kind of situations, if you want to have children, your partner doesn't want to have children, and this is something you cannot live without, then you have to be honest. And if they're saying, no, I can't be a parent, then you kind of have to go your separate ways, don't you?
Yeah.
Because neither of you's you're always going to feel like you let the other person down, or, so, yeah,
Absolutely.
I think,
The writing could be on the wall here. Yeah, the writing could be on the wall, is what you're telling me.
But then, we've kind of seen this with Brie and Remy. They kind of broke up, then there was that getting them back together, but no one really cared, because no one was really married to their relationship. I think with Levi and Mac, if they pitch it in a certain way where they break up, and then maybe Max starts hanging out at the studio, she can meet a musician or something, or maybe Levi's at the hospital and he's like, and they find each other again, it would be, I would like that.
That's the preferred option. Will be even more bought in. Definitely.
Yeah, 100%.
Definitely.
And then wham bam, a baby mam, know?
Without all the pressure. Yeah.
Yeah.
It happens. Yeah.
Let's be honest. They just need to sleep together on the gym floor.
That's all it takes. Literally. Yeah. One of them needs to be facing prison.
Yes.
To get the eggs flowing. Yeah. And the little boys swimming.
Yeah, and then just a little sleeping bag on the floor. And then you're done.
Yeah.
My God. 2026, Tane needs to start a fertility clinic. Gym bag, baby floor.
That's the next new set. Tamsin, thank you very much. I think we did the week justice. Actually, it's made me enjoy the week even more now on reflection. So thank you.
There's just one more thing I want to throw in.
Oh yeah.
And I'm not sure. You did ask me to mention this.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure this is from this week. It's all blended together. But you asked me to mention about Danielle being Ziggy and Dean, the name of their child. Now, obviously, us fans. Well, it's Danielle, I think. But us fans of Home and Away OG will know that that's a cursed name.
You're right.
So, good luck, Danny, too.
Yeah. Hats off to you. All the best.
You're going to need it.
Right, Tamsin, as you do know, it is the season finale, and it is no season finale here at Coastal News without a little trip down memory lane. Let's just think about the year that was, and let's relive and pick out some of the high points of this year. Things we've enjoyed, things that perhaps we haven't enjoyed. Was it a classic home and away year for us? That kind of thing. So
Yeah.
thank you for sticking around and having a chat with me. Now, I want to start off. This is the 5th season of the podcast, complete now. We are going into our 6th January.
Incredible.
It's flown by so much, but I just want to say to the listeners, thank you so much for being here and sticking around. There's loads of you these days, and Sophie and I just two goofy home and away friends chatting about home and away on a Friday night, and it's just amazing that anyone listens. So,
well, can I just
thank you.
speak on behalf of the listeners? They're going to flow through me now. I want to say, as a listener, just love your podcast. Absolutely, it's a joy to listen to. Your enthusiasm, both of you. You bring so much fun and joy to Home and Away. And I watch it now thinking, I wonder what Si and Sophie are making of this. And I can't wait to find out.
Oh, bless you. Thank you so much. We couldn't do it without contributors like yourself.
Oh,
and
thank you.
You've done loads this year with us, and hopefully more to come. We really enjoy collaborating. Yes, thank you. And do you know what? That's all we want. We didn't start this wanting the biggest podcast ever, or there was no goal in sight. It was just to have a little community of people, and the fact that that's sort of a dream reality. It's
magic.
Yeah, it's great. And that's why we love doing it so much, and hopefully it shows. Sounds like it does.
It does. It really does.
We're by no means professional. But I listen to some other podcasts that are so well put together, but that's what makes us us.
Are you talking about mine?
Your podcast is great. Some people plan these things. We just turn up, and sometimes we're forgetting what we've said because there's been a few drinks. So yes, thank you first of all. Now I want to get your thoughts. 2025 on Home and Away. Sort of initial reactions. If you think back, what's your feelings towards the year that was?
Well, it's been a mixed bag for me because 2024 was so huge, I felt. 2025's been big, and we've had some amazing headlines, like Lynn leaving the show was so huge and kind of dominated, I would say, the last quarter, the last half of the year.
Yeah.
So much so that I think that it almost overshadowed everything that all the other storylines, and we were kind of spinning our wheels for a bit. So that for me is why it's been a bit of a mixed bag.
Yeah.
What about you?
You're right. I think if you try and think of, you have to really think about all the storylines beyond that, right? Because it was so huge. I feel like this year you're right, 2024 was really good, right? I think primarily because 2023 was pretty lackluster. So it didn't really have much to live up to. But I feel like we've had a real classic home and away year. I think we started off really strong. We came in January with, I loved Perry and his storyline.
Yes.
And his court case, and he killed his dad in the pool, and I loved all that sensationalism from that. And then you're right, the second half of the year, we moved into the emotion. It's put me through the bloody ringer this year, Tamsin. The emotion, I've cried buckets at the TV more this year than in recent years. I feel like it's been quite an emotional one. It's been quite character driven, which is unusual for Home and Away. You're right. I think a lot of other stories have sort of not been damaged, but they've definitely been collateral as a result of Irene leaving. You can sort of feel like perhaps this would have gone down a bit differently had that not have been happening. But overall, I feel like when I think about years I'll remember, this will probably be one, mainly because it was the year that Irene left.
And it's interesting you say years that you remember, because it feels like 2025 was the year that Home and Away regained its memory. Because we have had, as we talked about in the main pod, we've had so many callbacks, not just in the whole Irene segment of her leaving with all the flashbacks that we saw, but we've had mentions of Ryder, we've had mentions of Felicity, we've had a lot of like things that jogged your memory. And obviously with Brax returning, Ricky and Brax, it does make you wonder if moving forward, Home and Away is going to embrace more of that. I'm not just talking about returning characters, but maybe a bit more continuity in that way.
Yeah. I feel like that definitely has been happening more, as you say. We talked about it in the main pod earlier. There's a lot of work to do in that space if they're going to do it justice. Let's face it.
Yeah.
They've never been good at that. It's always a show that's ploughed on. There was quite an interesting thing I read online a couple of years back, and I've mentioned it a few times. It's the shape-shifting show, right?
Yes. Yeah.
It's not the same. Every 5 years, it's not the same show again. It just keeps moving, it keeps evolving.
And as I belong to both the Church of Home and Away and Neighbours, I will say that I think Home and Away, yes, I would like them to have more of a memory, but I do think that's the way to go with the soap. Because we cannot continually bring characters back without like a word of notice, no storyline for them, simply a walk-on cameo, just for, 20% of the audience that remember them. We can't have that. We can't go down the Neighbours route because they do that, and it just doesn't work. And in this last 2 years of the show, they have done that more and more, and they have leaned on the laurels and the aspects of the show that did work, which were the new characters. They kind of didn't do anything with. Home and Away, the fact that it's always forward momentum, kind of in a weird way reminds me of Doctor Who. And when Doctor Who really works is when we've got that forward momentum. We're not continually going back. It's new companions, it's new storylines, that's when it works. And that is when it works, because a soap is only going to survive. Like, there are only so many storylines you can do, right? But if you have it with a different character, you can do it again.
Yeah. How many times are you going to wheel out the Dalek? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Cybermen again.
Yeah.
You're right.
But
I think
if a Cyberman is married to the companion, that's suddenly different,
Oh yeah. You're right. I think legacy is important on a long-running show, but I think a lot of viewers, I think some people, some producers of these shows also lose sight of the fact that can be a detriment of pushing the story forward. And when I say a story, I mean the story. A soap is a novel. Every time you get to the last chapter, another chapter gets made. And if you just keep going back and reading chapters again, you're going to put that book down at some point.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
And so I think if you do too much of it, you can stump the story going forward, but also if you don't do enough of it, you can alienate your long-term viewers. It's a very fine line to cross, isn't it? And I think we've criticized Home and Away over the years for not doing it. You're right, there have been moments peppered throughout the script this year of those callbacks. There's been a definite increase of it. We haven't all just picked up on it for no reason, right? So I think you're right to bring it up, and long may it can carry on,
Yeah, no, I agree.
It will be interesting to see if we hear about Irene off screen. That's one thing I'm looking forward to seeing.
I'm looking forward to it as well. I'm also looking forward to some hints of romance between Irene and John, because like we know how Sophie feels about this, but if it's off screen,
just have to see it.
She shouldn't have to see it. No, it's not rubbed in her face. It's fine.
It could just be John sexting.
Oh God! But throw one of the older characters a bone, literally.
this brings us nicely on to them. I feel like we're going into 2026 now, and I feel like we're in a bit of a daring place with the show. I think I mentioned it a couple of episodes back,
Yes.
that I feel like the show is in quite a bold place nowadays. Things are
Yeah.
changing. A
Mhm.
lot of cast is changing. We're pushing the boundaries a bit. We're trying new things. We're doing a lot of events. I think we're in a bit of a bold place. With Love Him or Loathe Him, we know Brax is back.
Yeah.
But whatever it is, we don't know. We don't want to know till we get there. But what do you feel about going into 2026? Where do you feel like the show is? Is it in a good place for you? And what do you want to see?
I think it's in a really good place. And I'm excited for 2026 because, like we said, I'm really excited about that studio. And I do wonder, because this is something that we've talked about a lot. And we've also talked about in terms of Neighbours. And I wonder if this is the time to maybe drop in an LGBTQ plus character into the world of the actual studio, because that would make sense. Not into the Bay, but into the record studio.
Very good point. The record label would make sense for that kind of
Yeah,
character, wouldn't it?
exactly.
Yeah.
Like a performer or someone like that. You know,
Yeah.
not a main character, but a recurring character. I could see that. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
I actually love that idea, and it fits. It's not just because
Yes.
it works. Yeah.
Yes. And I wonder if we're going that direction, if maybe we could broaden some of the parameters on these characters. Like Sunny could easily have had like a bisexual past. I could see that 100%. That wouldn't affect his relationship with Dana or anything like that, but you could just find out this thing. He's not going to get into a relationship with this person. We're not necessarily they're male. They might be male. We don't know. But I could see maybe like that dimension coming in. And the thing is, it's not in the Bay, so it's outside the Bay, and that's where I think it could really pop off because it makes sense. It's more cosmopolitan, and it's the music industry. Come on, you know?
Yeah. No, I agree with that, and I would like to see that actually, and that wouldn't ruin the not the demographics, but that wouldn't ruin the image and what we come to know of these kind of seaside, towns. And it's not just a box tick. Drop a character in and not know what to do with them.
It's right there. It's just, and even just have them as a recurring, you know. Yeah.
Interesting.
And I'm gonna say, I'm excited to have a happy couple. I would like Cash and Eden just to be happy in 2026, just normal, you know.
Yeah. Turn up the heat a little bit, but
and no sort of struggles around career. Like he's got his thing, she's got her thing. I want her out of that restaurant. As much as I don't want any more lyric. I would like her to get in the recording studio or be involved in the recording studio.
She's good. She's really good.
You know,
she wrote Lyric's best song.
Yes, arguably the only good song. You know,
you don't like someone like you, no?
No, not at all. And I mean, I think her going in, maybe a combination of Remy, Sunny, Lacey, and Eden would work really well.
Yeah.
You know, different combo. Yeah.
You'll have to stay tuned to find out if any of that comes true, Tamsin.
I will.
Thank you so much for stopping by and celebrating the end of the year with me. It's been a blast. Thanks, listener. We're going on a little break now over the festivities. Enjoy your winter break or summer break, whichever hemisphere you are in. And we'll be back in January for season 6 of the podcast. Thank you very much. Keep everything coming in to us. Coastal News Pod on the social media. We've got an email, coastalnewspod@gmail.com. Or go on our website, coastalnewspod.com, to stay in touch. And we'll see you in January. Thanks very much. Bye.
Please take the time to like, subscribe, and review Coastal News wherever you source your podcasts and ensure you never miss an episode.